In this video, we will understand what exactly the test process means. We will also talk about different activities in the test process. Let's get started. Test process is a set of systematic steps or activities that can be performed in order to achieve testing objectives. Test process is needed if you want to streamline a testing process. Better test process will help the QA team to improve its productivity and quality of work and deliverables. If you have watched my previous video regarding 7 testing principles, one of the principles states that testing is context dependent. Test process is also one of the area where this principle applies. Defining test process depends on the context. For example, if the budget is a constraint, the organization might limit the testing activities and timelines. Banking software will have different testing process compared to non-banking software, wherein banking organization might opt for additional testing related to security of the application. A complex software can require more time to test. Hence, an organization might decide to allocate more time to testing phase of the software development lifecycle. Test process can also depend on organization level processes or external standards. Let us talk about different activities under the test process. Test process consists of different activities: test planning, test monitoring and control, test analysis, test design, test implementation, test execution, and test completion. We will now talk about each one of these activities in detail. Test planning. Test planning involves creation of a test plan for testing activity. Test plan defines activities to be performed as a part of testing. It includes product description, testing objective, list of different types of testing to be performed, testing strategy, scope of the testing, test schedule, test deliverables, resources used during testing activity, etc. The primary outcome of test planning phase is a test plan document. Test monitoring and control. Test monitoring and control includes monitoring the progress of testing activity. It also defines steps to control the quality of testing process. It involves frequent meetings with the stakeholders to look at ongoing progress of the testing activity and compare it with the planned timelines. In case there is a deviation between ongoing progress and planned progress, appropriate measures can be taken as a part of this step. This activity may also include going through test scenarios and test cases to check if all the scenarios are covered as a part of test coverage. It can also include visiting blockers, exit criteria, and determining if more testing is needed. Test analysis. Test analysis involves analysis of the test application to determine what to test. It includes going through the product specifications, business requirements, functional requirements, system requirements, user stories, etc. to determine what needs to be tested. It also includes going through technical aspects of the application such as hardware requirements, operating system, and other software dependencies. Test analysis may include frequent meetings with business analysts and developers to understand critical areas of the application that needs to be prioritized. Test design. Test design includes designing high-level scenarios. Test design decides what all areas needs to be tested. The outcome of this step is a high-level test. It may not include detailed step-by-step information of how the application needs to be tested. It also involves identifying test data, prioritizing test scenarios, and setting up test environment. The next one is test implementation. Test implementation involves writing detailed step-by-step low-level test cases corresponding to high-level test scenarios. It also includes making sure test scenarios and test cases are mapped, grouping test cases into test suites, prioritizing test cases within the test suite, and preparing test data for execution. This is the structure of very basic test case. It will have step number, step description, expected result, and status. The next one is test execution. Test execution involves performing step-by-step actions mentioned in the test case and validating the result against expected result. The test step will be marked as pass if the actual test result matches with the expected test result. else it will be marked as failed. Test execution involves documenting the actual result, taking screenshots of the test step, logging defects, updating the test case with appropriate status like pass, fail, on hold, etc. The last one we have is test completion. Test completion is the phase when testing activity is completed. No more execution is performed post test completion. In this phase, we create a closure report consisting of different metrics such as number of test cases executed, test case pass count, test case fail count, number of defects reported, test execution rate, etc. This report is shared with the stakeholders. These metrics can be used to enhance and improve the testing process. Thank you for watching this video. If you like this video, please consider subscribing to my channel, like and share this video. Thank you.